biggest challenge was effectively starting in January and picking up a budget that had already been defined, already been implemented. So it was the biggest challenge is that balance between ensuring I meet the needs of the business and the commitments that had already been made, whilst transitioning into my strategy and my direction for procurement. The main achievements as I see them to date are exceeding budget, actually aligning procurement with the strategy, aligning procurement with my peer group, getting really positive feedback that procurement's now aligned, it understands what we're trying to achieve, and I'm no longer a bottleneck to the process, but actually a key driver within that. And that's a key transition, I think, that all procurement functions need to look at themselves with. Make sure that your strategy is relevant. I see too many procurement strategies that are trying to overlay onto a business that isn't ready to receive them because that's what everyone else is doing. Make sure that you are driving credibility in that early phase. So I look at procurement transformation in 3 phases: credibility, sustainability, then scalability. So the first action really needs to be that you are credible, you are delivering things, you are doing what you say. There is nothing worse than implementing something or a point of difference, but then actually you can't back it up with seeing it through and delivering it. I'd also say that align with your peer group. People run businesses, not procedures. So you can try and drive all the procedures under the sun, but if you're not aligned to the people who actually need to deliver them, then they go nowhere. So I'd also say that you need to ensure that you build a strategy and you build a vision, but that vision is tangible. That you can chunk that down into tangible events that the business will understand and the business will see. And make sure you really understand the company's culture. What is its culture? What is it about? I've worked in many different cultures in my history. From Japanese culture is very different to that of an automotive culture, etc., etc. So understanding the culture is really important, because then you can align your strategy not only to the direction but to the culture of the organization. I think how to engage with the business from day one is, as I said before, it's people-run businesses, not processes. You cannot underestimate the need to align with your peer group, but more importantly, align with the business. It's not top-down, it's bottom-up. So you need to ensure that your processes or strategy that you're implementing is affecting the people who do the day job. And if you affect the people who do the day job, they will affect their peer group, and it will flow up through the organization, whilst at the same time aligning with your peer group so that any bottlenecks are removed, so that can actually happen. If I've got a category management team, the biggest problem is how do you get adoption rate? You can have the greatest strategy, you can deliver the best contract, but if you're in a matrix organization, then it's about building adoption rates. And your role as the CPO from day one is to remove those bottlenecks so that those adoption rates can be increased. So setting a vision is really important when you take over as a CPO. But I think it's important that you, as I said before, you chunk that vision down. I think visions have a danger of being unattainable mission statements that people can't relate to. If I take the organization I've gone into, I really needed to take that vision and chunk that down into tangible events that they would understand. And I don't mean that derogatory, but they'd understand because they would see the output, they would see the difference. I'm bound to say everything's going great in what I'm doing at the moment. So what would I do differently? I think you can't underestimate this adoption rate issue. I sound like I'm a broken record with it, but I think it's the same in any organization, that too many central functions build a direction but actually don't understand how they turn that into tangible results within the business. So I would put more credence and more focus on how do you convert strategic direction into tangible adoption rates within a warehouse in my current environment, and how that turns into bottom line benefit for EBITDA.